A warm welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. Do not forget to subscribe, very important. So people often ask me, John, how much should I be paying for a bottle of detailing spray sealant? But it's not that simple to answer, because a lot of the brands will sell you different quantities of products for different sums of money, and these products have differing performance. So to actually get you a real answer, I have to go through and do some quite complicated calculations. And that's what we're going to do now. And before we start, so I've got all the slot for the prices, I want you to say, how much would you pay for your average bottle of detailing spray sealant, which might last 3 to 6 months. You spray it on your car and it makes it all hydrophobic and gives you some protection. How much would you pay for one of these bottles? I'm just pausing to allow you to think for that. Okay, get that figure in your top of your head. And now let's go through and we'll do our cost comparison and work out what the most expensive is. So I've just gone through and crunched all the numbers here. So this product here costs £44.99 or 95. I've got it over there, but roughly 45 quid for 250 ml. And it is the SiRamik Lustrous, okay? So if we convert that up to a price per litre, which is what we're interested in, because then it's a fair comparison. Its price per litre is £179.96. So we write that in, £179.96. Okay, we'll put pounds in front of them all so we know what we're doing. It's going to bug me now, because it's squashed. So that's incredibly expensive, isn't it? I've done a separate kind of like initial impressions on this product. I had trigger failure with the trigger that came with it. It just seizes up and the product kind of, it's almost like it's gone hard in the barrel and seized it. I had an identical brand new trigger that I've replaced it with, and it's also seized. Oh, hold on. There. It's seized up. Can you see that? So that's 100% trigger rate failure for me on this product with 2 different triggers now. So there is a problem with that product. Anyway, this is a slightly it's like fish out of water almost, because it's not water based. Fish out of solvent. It's an interesting product. We're not reviewing them right now. We're just doing price stuff. Phenomenal price tag that is. That's a lot of money. So let's just carry on and we'll get our next most expensive. And if I ever get these out of sync, my apologies. But our next most expensive, I believe, is this one. Here, Doug. Chemical Guys Hydrocharge. Again, interestingly, I don't think this is water-based. So, fair enough, these products are a different platform that is probably a little bit more expensive than water-based products. Okay, I think. Still early into the testing yet, so I have to be careful what I say. Our price of this product, it's £42.95. That's what I paid. Which equates to £90.80 per litre, if you translate that 473 up, okay? Put in the comments if any of these calculations are wrong. This can be also a good sanity check for me. I don't have any team of people sanity checking any of this, so this is a good sanity check mechanism for me as well. So £90.80p per litre. Very expensive. I mean, to be fair, let's just try and mitigate this. You don't use a lot of this product actually, especially these solvent-based ones. Little spritz on the panel, so they do last a long time. So they can all offer good value for money, but it's the variance. So if we can find a product which is relatively cheap, lasts just as long as these solvent-based ones, is more hydrophobic, easier to apply and work with, then what's the point of paying all this money? I don't know. Thinking out loud, you can tell me. So I'll just keep your eyes off my data sheet, because then that spoils the fun. Let's go for the next most expensive one, which I believe is this product here. Sorry, I'm knackered today. a bit bunged up as well. It's the Dr. Beasley's Bead Hero. So I believe this is a water-based product. It's meant to be all about the beads, but it sort of talks, I've been doing some research on the product claims, and it talks about that they have like this, they've developed this system where the beads roll down, and that rolling down of the beads where it helps the self-cleaning because it pulls the dirt off the car or whatever as the bead rolls off the car. Okay, yeah, that does go on. It does go on. You do get bits of dirt within the beads, but I always thought, like with a coating, for example, the self-cleaning came from the actual surface characteristics, because the initial core resin in ceramics wasn't very hydrophobic. It was a low hydrophobic surface. It would give like a pooling effect, but it had high self-cleaning, and that's one of the reasons it was used. So stuff would struggle to bond to it as well. And I always thought self-cleaning was in that material, and it wasn't just a characteristic of hydrophobicity, or else you could say the ancient paste waxes have got amazing self-cleaning because they have a great contact angle, and the dirt that gets trapped in the bead gets rolled off the car. I don't know. So the science behind that, it doesn't sound weak. I'm sure it's true, but I'd rather it was actually self-cleaning because of the material that's used. I don't know if you get what I'm talking about there. I'm sure you do. Okay. How much does this cost? Dr. Beasley's £28.96, but you only get 360ml, so that yields a cost of £80.44. Oh no, my family are back. So there's going to be loads of shouting. There's kids screaming. I've had my little peaceful bit of the morning now. It's back to reality. Right, that's £80.44. So let's move on to the next one, which looks like, those are the really expensive ones. Then our price is going to dip down to £63.42 with the next product over here, which is this one. This is the Armour ceramic spray sealant. So this product, 63.42 per litre, based on scaling up. That's a big jump down between these products. This is getting into sensible money now. So it's about 30 quid this product, but you get 473ml. So that's where you are with this. Sensible money. Let's see where we are with the next one. The next one, I believe, is going to be in the high 50s, isn't it? So it looks to me like it's this one. Which one would you think it would be? Which one? Normally the American ones are expensive. It's this one. It's the Germans. The old Koch Chemie. Koch with a T. How much does this cost? £29.40 for 500ml, giving £58.80 cost per litre. I've just started to do some research on product claims as well. I don't think this product, I've been going off of the websites, but I'll go off of the labels and see. A lot of them really interesting product claims, a lot of them are very good. That's an example of a good product. Tells you how long it lasts roughly, I believe. Tells you what surfaces you can use it on. Tells you if you can use it wet or dry and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, and it tells you how long it lasts, an approximate durability, 6 months. A lot of the brands don't do any of that. They don't tell you what surfaces you can use it on. They don't tell you how long it lasts. They give you nothing really. The Americans they always tend to get that surface information in on the American products. It's always a common theme. They're good at that, telling you if you can use it on like paint, glass, trim and all that. Okay, so that's Koch Chemie, SOO2. It's a funny name that, isn't it? That's just a coincidence because they're all called like letter, number in the Koch range. Okay, so that's, if it's like grey and black, that means it's in the sealants. If it's like red, it means it's cutting abrasive. If it's yellow, it's their miniature. Everything's colour coded and number coded. That's the version number, so it's gone through 2 iterations, I believe. Okay, don't know what those are, but gloss, probably gloss and cut. So it's got 0 cut and very high gloss. Don't know about that, but we'll see. So what's next? Next on the boards. What's on the boards, Miss Fords? It is Collinite Beadcoat over here, which is interesting, isn't it? I gave this product a right rollicking for being really expensive. And its average cost per litre is £52.75. So it's not actually that expensive, but it was 52, what? 52, was it 52.75, I think it was. Oh Jesus, yeah, 52.75, I think. I just can't read my writing, yeah. Prices vary, so this price could be off. All of this is based on interdetailing prices, actually, because that's where I got them all from. So they, you know, they can go up or down a bit. Inman tends to be very competitive on price. Now, here's an interesting piece of information. Our average market price per litre, believe it or not. Oh, hold on, it's going to slide around. Get in there. You stay. What do you think the average price per litre is? Come on. We're somewhere down there. No, it's £68.41. So it's up there. So you could say, well, John, you were very tough on this, but I think this is skewed. These ones are skewed, especially this one has skewed the average price. But anyway, that always happens a bit, doesn't it? These are all genuine prices. There's no mistaking the prices, and there's no conversion of the price down to cost per wash based on usage ratio, because you don't mix any of these out, so it's a bit more simple. It's easier to do in that respect. Right, so what's next? Have I missed any? Don't think so. Next, we're going to be in the 40s now, aren't we? It's looking like... Oh, no, next is the penis defender. Defender of the penis. It is P&S Inspiration Defender. It's an inspirational P&S. How much does this one cost? That costs $44.29. So let's just do that. Which is a pretty decent price, isn't it? Funny thing, English, American, German, American. We've got good American. Jesus, quite a lot of American stuff in this lineup actually, which is unusual. We've got a Brazilian one over there as well. The full back sack and crack. Right, so that's that one. What's next, I think, is going to be the Menzerna at £41.90. So we're going back to German. We're going back to the Germans, I think. Menzerna German. £41.90. So that's a good price for... Most of these are ceramic sealants, aren't they? They've got... With the exception that that's a graphene one and that's just a sealant, and that might just be a sealant, but they're all really, even the ones that don't say ceramic, they could put ceramic on there. You could call that ceramic. You could call that ceramic because they use siloxane, which is what that will use. It's the inclusion, I guess, nowadays of, they say SiO2, but I don't think they actually use SiO2 in them. They might use what they describe as, we've talked about this before, as an SiO2 polymer, but it would just still be an Si material that's vaguely similar. So it's got Si and an O in it somewhere. That's close enough to SiO2. We'll call that silicon polymer. Tell me if I'm wrong on that. But none of them really, I don't think, use traditional SiO2, which would be a micronized fumed silica in there. Some of them used to use that, but it doesn't tend to do much favours when you put micronized powder dispersions in things. Anyway, I don't know. Let's not guess the chemistry. Anyway, let's go on to the next price, which I think is going to be, the Vonnix over here. So this is a Brazilian brand. This is first for the channel, and that costs £40. 06. So Vonixx farm their own carnauba, as far as I know. You know, they make carnauba and for other applications and sell it to people as well, I think. Don't quote me on that. But then they also make their own detailing products from that carnauba. And they've done a carnauba blend and mixed it with SiO2 or ceramic material. Is that going to be any good? Well, it's a good price, isn't it? It's a good price per litre, because don't forget, that's near enough 500 ml or 473 ml, whatever it is, 473. So you're talking less than 20 quid for that bottle. For spray sealants, that's kind of okay, isn't it? But in first place with the price is Bead It Up from 3D, which costs $14.99 for 473, which is $31.69, which is a really good price. So $31.69. This might be. It doesn't give you. Oh, ceramic coating booster. Okay, cost more. Excellent durability. Use less, do more. Yeah, fair enough. But it doesn't tell me how long it will last. What's that number up the top there for? Don't know. Bead It Up. But I like this brand. I think if I was in America, you know, I could really. I think I like what they do. This brand. I go and look through their products, and I think it's good. They got a concept of these pails, high concentrated pails, where they take the water out and give you a small amount, but the concentrations are good, so the cost per wash of stuff works out better than most of the market, you know, and they make their own abrasives. It's all made in-house, and they're a technical brand, so I like them. They're kind of up my street. And the products seem so good so far. And they don't, you know, they're not really like a detailing brand. They don't sell you, you know, like a microfiber wheel brush and, you know, all these accessory things you can bolt onto the side, as far as I know. They're really focused on their chemicals, and just a good technical brand for me. Interesting as well that they managed to get the price down, but you could argue, well, they're not a true ceramic, John. It's just a water-based siloxane thing that's just going to make beads. It's not sophisticated. Yeah, you could do. We don't go into that at this point of the test. We just compare the lineup, you know, on price and give out the marks. And if this is a simple product and it doesn't have the performance, the durability, or whatever, the slickness, we'll pick up on it later on. All of these materials have been on here for days now, so I'm ready to just do some lab style testing with gloss readings and slickness and all that shebang. And I'm trying to get through to actually use all of these on a car. So I've used that one now. I did that on Dan's car, and I'll keep an eye on that and see how we get on. I've used that one, but I've got, well, yeah, I've got my work cut out here, haven't I? Quite a few, so I need to get some cars in, wash them down, decon them, polish them, then test these things on them and do it for a few weeks, just mainly to get a feel for what they're actually like, because you can't get a feel. You can see if it's kind of sticky and it's okay, you know, you get a little bit of feel when you're doing that, but it's not the same as applying it to a car, so you probably need to apply them all to a car. So it makes this video a hell of a lot of work. But we get that work done because I want to give you a good recommendation. You can miss stuff if you don't use them. If I just went on that test panel, I'd miss stuff for sure. You could probably get away with prepping a car and then using half or doing a quarter of a car, couldn't you? You could do a quarter, so you'd get an idea, putting it out on that door, that wing, that side of the bonnet and the roof, and then you could do 4 products on one car. That might be the compromise. So I might prep down my Golf and, you know, do it that way. Yeah, interesting. For me, what I'm expecting these products here to offer decent durability. Don't know about their beading slickness, but I reckon they'll last long because I think they're proper legitimate materials, you know, serious materials. But I think these might not be so good for the guy at home. I think a water-based thing is the way to go for the guy at home. She's about to interrupt me. The price, just straight away, everything I'm saying here could be wrong, but straight away the price puts me off for that one. Price probably puts me off a little bit for these ones. even down here, I'm still not warm to the price. And even here, I'm not warm to the price, but then the difference when you cut that price in half, you know, so this one is like £25 or whatever for half a bottle, whatever. And this one's 20, you know, so the difference isn't massive. So, you know, I'm sort of getting more and more comfortable as I get all the way up here. I'm very comfortable with this price. And of course, what I like as well is if I find a product that I like, I really like it to be available in a 5 litre, although that's more for the professionals, because I think if you're using these at home and they truly last 6 months, this bottle is going to last a long time. So if you buy 5 litres of the stuff, you're never going to get through it before it's expired. You know, 2 or 3 years later, these siloxanes lose a bit of potency. They lose a little bit of their potency. So maybe you want to stick with using these bottles. So there you go, guys. There's just some live testing, some live price comparison, which we've done many times on the channel. Let me know your thoughts. There's got to be profit in these products as well. They can't just be what you want to pay. You know, I would like to pay £10 for a bottle of sealant. Company's got to make at least a 50% margin on it. So yeah, nothing should be, you know, really they need to be like 15 quid above, don't they? But then when they start getting to the sort of 45 quid for 250 ml, you start thinking, ooh, it's a bit pricey. So there we go. Thanks for watching. See you soon on the Forensics Detailing channel. Over and out, Doug.